Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be working through my sketchbook again. I'm going to be doing an acrylic gouache painting of some of my favorite foods and just cute things I found while in Japan last year. I'm trying to figure out what colors I would like to use in this painting. I know my palette, I want it to be mostly pinks and blues, and so I'm just trying to find the correct colors here. I have a lot of big tubes of acrylic gouache because I found this really cool art store near me. It's called like Jerry's Wholesale Art Club, and it's basically a discount art store. It has mostly like Jerry's Artorama art supplies. There's a bunch of discounts, and it's just a very good place to go to get art supplies super cheap, and so I try to go there at least like once a year to stock up. I think these big gouache tubes I got for around $3 to $4 a piece, I think, which is really cheap compared to the fact that these smaller tubes, which are 20 milliliters I think, these are usually around $4 a piece online. But right now, I'm just trying to pick out what colors I want. Obviously I'm going to use my Juan Brilliant. I think that's how you say it. That's probably my favorite color right now. And then I was struggling to figure out what pinks I wanted to use. There's a very specific shade that I wanted, and I have trouble mixing pinks, so I try to just use tubes when I can. I'm also trying to find another pink in this pack of yellows and reds that I have. Again, I got all these at that one art store and I love them. And this right here is why I'm trying to find a very specific pink to use. This is a little plushie I found in a Surigaya, which is like a used goods store in Japan. It was only 300 yen and it was super cute. I don't know, I wanted it immediately. It's just a really cute plushie. And so I'm trying to figure out what pinks work best for this. I know that rose and probably the pink will work. I don't think the coral red would, so I get rid of that one. I already have this page sketched out, and I'll show the colors that I'm going to be using up on the top right. I'll be using Juan Brilliant, Opera Red, Pink, Rose, Aqua Green, Blue Compost, and Phthalo Blue. And this is a lot of colors for me, but I think because most of the pigments, like in the pinks, are very similar, it won't be too bad for me. I always get worried about having like muddied paintings if I use too many colors, and I also just don't know how to mix when I have a larger palette. But it ended up turning out pretty good on this painting, and I think it's just because it was mostly just pinks and blues. And for the first part of this painting session, I'm using my strawberry milk cow plushie as a, reference, just like right in front of me. And I'm trying to get the shading right and how like the colors seem to change a little bit based on the lighting. And so like the more neon pink looks a bit orange in some of the spots where the light is hitting a bit. And the ice pop that I'm painting in the background, that is my favorite ice pop ever in Japan. It's called Gari Gari Kun, and it's just blue soda or like Ramune flavor, and I love it so much. It's only 70 yen normally, which is like 60 cents USD, and I am obsessed with it. It's literally just blue flavored ice cream. On our last trip, I would literally eat this as a dessert every single night. There was a 7-Eleven. It was either 7-Eleven or Lawson, and it was right next to the hotel we were staying at. And so every single night when we finished up for the day, I would just go grab at least like one or two of them and just eat them immediately. And here's Mochi's hydration break for this session. She's been a bit sick the past couple weeks, and so I'm glad she's drinking more water right now to help her recover. She's very difficult to leave alone for more than like a day at a time. She loves to just have an issue, especially if we like try to leave, and now she's trying to eat my paint. But she's a hassle 24/7, just trying to make sure she doesn't do anything that hurts her. So I'm working on the small strawberry milk plushie. I remember in another Surigaya, I saw a giant orange juice, like orange milk plushie, and it was like the same brand and everything. It was just a bigger one, but orange. And I remember it was 900 yen, and I really wanted that one because it was made with the mochi stuffing. Like, you know how, if you know what a squishmallow feels like, it's like that type of stuffing. But I knew I didn't have any room in my luggage for that. And I think the smaller one was just better for me because it's not like something I know. And I ended up buying way too many plushies anyways during this trip that I had to be very limiting on what I was going to get. Like, I remember right before we had left to go on the trip, I had said to my husband, hey, I think I want to buy some plushies this time. Is that going to be okay? Because I want to make sure we had enough room in our luggage. He's like, oh yeah, that's fine. And we get there, and I think I ended up buying around 25 plushies. And he said to me, like halfway through, he's like, I thought you only meant like you were going to get 3 or 4. I didn't know you were going to buy this many. But I'll see if I can add a picture of all the ones that I got. I ended up getting 8 Gengars because Gengar's my favorite Pokemon. I got a bunch of Hamtaro plushies. Let me see if I can count all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Hamtaro plushies. And then they also had Undertale plushies there, and I needed them so badly. And then I got a Psyduck and 2 Kurumis, and then a couple of other plushies along the way. But yeah, we actually ended up running out of space, and then I found Ingo and Emmett plushies, and I really wanted them, and so I had to go get a seam ripper at a Daiso, and it took so long to find the seam ripper, and I just ended up having to cut up a bunch of my plushies, and it was fine because I just filled them back up when I got back home, and I just bought better stuffing for them, so like it all worked out. But yeah, so I think my husband's a bit worried about our next trip because I have told him like, hey, it's probably gonna be like this again when it comes to plushies. And I also need to limit myself because I realized I have a lot already at home, and I don't want to have too many where I can't like actually enjoy them. But this is just guilty pleasure for me. I just love plushies. But yeah, that's why I got this cow plushie. It's just very cute, and I'm really happy with how this painting turned out of it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I remember we had to buy a bunch of vacuum seal bags just because of how many plushies I got, and it was a pain trying to get them because like we were able to find them in Daisos, but we couldn't find the exact size we wanted, and they just kept breaking because they were like really cheap quality. And so like we spent so much money just trying to find the right vacuum seal bags and ones that would actually work and work for the sizes we needed. So I think the next time we go, we're going to have to figure out which bags we already have and which ones we can just throw out. And I haven't talked about this drink yet. This was a blue soda drink that we've got in a crepe shop. I think it was in Shinjuku or Shibuya. I always get them mixed up, but I wrote it down later on this painting. But it was this really nice crepe shop right next to a book off, and I just really want to try the blue soda drink just because like it had sprinkles on it, and I just love Ramune flavor. So I was like, okay, we should just at least try something new. On our first trip, we didn't buy things that weren't meals. Like we only ate maybe once a day back then. But this time we were like, okay, it's been a while. We want to at least try things. We don't want to worry about how much it might cost or if we're not going to like it because we can just go get something else. So we ended up buying some stuff at this crepe shop. It was a really nice shop, and it was funny because they had a Black Friday deal going on the next day. It was buy 4 crepes for the price of 1, and I don't know how anyone was able to eat that in one sitting because you can't really like bring it back to your hotel because it will get all like soggy and whatever. But we didn't do that. We just got a crepe and this soda, and it was really, really good. But about this painting, I wanted to just do something that was really fun. A lot of the paintings in here, I'm trying to make them just a bit more carefree because I want it to be reminiscent of my trip. I don't want to like try and grind a really good painting out. I just want this to be something very, very freeing for me. So this is just like a really fun sketch that I did. I wasn't really worried about composition or how it related to the rest of the paintings in here. I'm having trouble right now getting the washi tape off. This is usually really good washi tape. It's MT brand, but it just ripped apart the paper here, so that kind of made me sad. But yeah, this whole sketchbook is just supposed to be really fun, just really relaxing. Some paintings are a bit more detailed than others. It's just based on my mood for the day and like how much time I have to work on it. I'm also trying to get this sketchbook finished before my next trip. I really want to do a series of travel sketchbooks and have them just be filled up based on each trip I go on. And so I need to hurry this one up because I might be running out of time soon. And I still really love this plushie. And now I'm just finishing up by swatching the colors I used. I didn't realize until I was doing this little swatch card just how many colors I ended up using. This is the most that I've used in a painting in a while, which I'm really surprised about because it all worked pretty well. The colors didn't get all muddy. I didn't really have a tough time blending anything together or picking something like colors that would be cohesive next to one another. So I'm really happy with this. I probably could have used less pinks, but I don't know, it just worked for me this time. And I love doing these little swatch cards to help remind me what colors I used in each of my paintings because I tend to forget after a while. But yeah, that is the final painting. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I had a really fun time doing this painting session. This one only took me about a day to do, and so I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with the colors, and it just reminds me of my trip to Japan and how I want to go back. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.